Hey parents, this video is sponsored by Paramount Pictures for the movie Clifford the Big Red Dog. Hey Austin, who are we gonna draw in this video?
Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Yeah, the big red dog.
Yeah.
Clifford's huge.
The big red dog.
Yeah. Paramount Pictures asked us to help them celebrate the release of their new movie, Clifford the Big Red Dog. We love these books, and we were so excited that they turned it into a movie.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part in the movie?
The part where they go to the vet.
Yeah, that was my favorite part too. The doctor's really funny.
Yeah, and also when it sits down inside of her room.
Oh yeah, and everything pretty much explodes.
Yeah.
Well, the bed. Clifford the Big Red Dog is out in theaters today.
So you need to go watch it.
Yeah, you have to. It's super funny. All right, you ready to draw?
Yeah.
We hope you're going to follow along with us. You need your drawing supplies. We're going to use a pencil first and then a marker. You also need
Paper and something to color with.
Yeah, you ready to start?
Yes.
We're using our pencil first so that we can draw the general shape, and we're going to draw Clifford in the shape of a heart. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's draw a big heart first. We're going to draw 2 guide points. One right in the middle, but kind of towards the top of our paper. So I'm going to put a point right about here. Yeah, maybe about there. And then let's come down here and we'll add another guide point directly below it. So we got 2 guide points right on top of each other. Okay, let's draw the left side of our heart first. We're going to start at the top and we're going to draw a big curve that comes around like this and then comes straight into the bottom point. And I'm pressing hard so that the line shows up for our art friends on the camera. But you guys at home can press lightly so it's easier to erase. Oh, you're drawing the other side too. Good job.
Oh.
Yes, we're going to do the same shape on the right side. Curve around and then come into that bottom point. I love the shape of your heart, and they don't have to look exactly the same, right?
Yeah.
They're both turning out awesome. Let's make your heart just a little bigger. So right here, we're going to start in the same spot, but then come out a little wider so that we have more room to draw Clifford. So maybe even just start here and come out and make it wider on the left side. Yes, and that's the nice thing about using a pencil. Oh, you're even going off the paper. Maybe not that big.
Yeah.
There you go. That's perfect. And then come back in. Look at that. Now let's do the same thing on this side. We'll come out a little wider and then back in.
Now it kind of looks like a 3D heart though.
Oh yeah, it does. I love using pencils first because then we can draw it until we get it just the way we want it. Let's make it even bigger on the right side. And I love practicing too.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, now switch to your eraser and erase these other lines that we're not going to keep. Now let's draw the guidelines for Clifford's head. I'm going to start by drawing a U shape inside of the left side of the heart. So we're going to come down like this. We're going to come down pretty far, curve around, and then back up. So I'll press a little harder so that it shows up on the camera. So we got this big letter U. We're going to start maybe about here and come down to about here and then back up. Clifford's head was pretty long.
Yeah.
Or tall, yeah. And then back up. And you could even come down a little further too, maybe down to there. There you go. And then you could erase that other line. Now we can draw the end of his snout right here. Let's draw a little bump that comes in the middle and then back down. You could add a little guide point in the middle and then draw the curve that comes out on both sides. And then let's draw the bottom of his mouth or his chin, a little U shape underneath. And you can make that a little bigger too. And then let's erase the line inside. Now let's add his ears. I'm going to add a letter U right here. It looks like a raindrop shape right here on the left side. And I'm also going to add a little raindrop shape on the right side too. Let's switch back to our eraser and we can erase the guideline inside of his ear. And we can also erase a little part of the guideline at the top of his ear where it connects into his head. And we can do that on the right side too. Now we got all of the guidelines in place. Let's put our pencil off to the side and switch to our marker. Now we're gonna trace over his head first. Let's start by drawing the outside of his snout. Right here, we're gonna come in and trace over the bottom part of his mouth. I'm gonna curve around, and we can even add a little bump here if you want on the side of his head. But you could leave that off and just trace over the guidelines. Let's draw over the bottom of his mouth. And then we can also trace over his ears. I'm gonna make them a little wobbly or wavy because they were floppy ears. So I'm gonna trace over and add little bumps. And do the same thing over here too. I'm gonna add a little wavy line and then back into his head. Now we can trace over the top of his head. I'm gonna come out of the ear, trace over the pencil line, and connect over to the right ear. Now let's add his nose. We're gonna draw the letter U right here in the middle of his head. And then we can draw the top of his nose and connect that letter U. And then let's also add eyes. I'm gonna draw a little circle here on the left and over here on the right. Ah, he's looking really cute. And then we could also give him little eyebrows too. Let's also color in his nose. We could leave a little highlight first, add a little oval, and then color in the rest of the nose, but leave that little oval white. That way his nose looks shiny.
Yeah.
Now we're ready to draw his back. We're gonna start here on his ear, and let's trace over the pencil line, but maybe when we get to here, let's add a little zigzag so he looks furry. So I'm gonna add another zigzag. We'll come down this line all the way down to the bottom. Keep going. Oh, I love those little zigzags. And then right here at the bottom, let's change it so that his tail kind of curves out at the very end. Let's jump back up here and we'll draw his back leg. We're gonna start here, curve around, and I'm even gonna touch his ear and then curve back. It looks like a big, giant U shape.
Yeah.
Sideways U, or a letter C. You can touch his ear, curve around. Perfect. Then we can also add an extra little wrinkle right here in his body. Okay, let's finish his tail. We're gonna start here at the bottom of his tail and curve up and connect into his leg. Let's draw his front legs too. We're gonna start on his chin and we're gonna draw the letter U also right here, curve around, and then we'll leave a little space. And then we're gonna draw the letter C for his other paw coming around this way. Let's add two little lines on the end of his paw for his little fingers or toes. And then we can also add two little toe lines over here. Okay, let's finish his back leg. I love how he looks like he's all cuddled up. So we're gonna draw a line that connects from the leg to the paw. We're gonna imagine that going behind this paw, coming down, connecting here, and then curving into his tail. There you go, and then curve around and connect in. And then we can add two toe lines on his back foot. Oh, let's draw one more curve for his other back foot. He's got 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
Now, let's draw the rest of this leg and his kind of his elbow or knee right here. So and then connect into his ear. We did it, awesome. We finished drawing Clifford, the big red dog.
Yeah.
He looks really cool, except we're not completely done.
We need color it red.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna color him. I was wondering what color we should use. We just need a red marker or crayon to color Clifford. He looks so cool. But before we do that, let's use our eraser and erase the guidelines that are still left, the ones that you can still see. This part we're gonna fast forward, so remember to pause the video and take time to color Clifford red on your drawing too. Awesome, we did it. We finished coloring Clifford. We colored him red, but we also used a dark red to add a little shading to make him look more 3D.
Yeah, I love how he turned out all colored in.
Yeah, I hope our art friends will take time to color their drawings also.
We hope you had a lot of fun drawing Clifford the Big Red Dog.
We do. We hope you had a lot of fun, and I'm sure your drawings turned out really cool.
You can go watch Clifford the Big Red Dog in theaters today.
And we also want to say thank you to Paramount Pictures for sponsoring this video, and we'll see you later, our friends.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.